Before we start today's video, I need an honest opinion. What is your thoughts of Steven Silas? If you're a Houston Rockets fan, okay? I'm not a Houston Rockets fan, but you know me, I watch basketball every single day of my life. Steven Silas, son of Paul Silas. Steven Silas was actually coached a couple games of the worst NBA record of all time, which Paul Silas was the head coach of, but he had to leave, and then Steven Silas was there. And then Steven Silas ended up being the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Mavericks when they had the most efficient offensive ever, and then that's how he got his job in Houston. When he took the job, it was supposed to be James Harden and Russell Westbrook. That didn't come to fruition, but now it's saying that his job is safe. I got a friend who's a Houston Rockets fan, and he on our daily NBA show, our daily NBA show, link in the description. We talk about Steven Silas a lot. So I don't know if it's. I've said this. I think the Houston Rockets would benefit if they went and got themselves a coach like Kenny Atkinson. Tell me I'm wrong. Houston Rockets fan, tell me I'm wrong. Do you think Kenny Atkinson would be a better coach than Steven Silas for these young guys? I think Steven Silas is a great guy. He could be a good coach for a team that was like playoff ready. I just don't think he's a development coach. He wasn't hired to be a development coach. He was hired to coach James Harden. So this is what Kelly Iko wrote recently of The Athletic beat writer. Is Silas truly on the hot seat? If we're being honest, I didn't think Silas would survive the brutal 2-12 start to the year, Kelly Iko writes. It looks and felt like the walls were caving in, and we've seen coaches get fired at the beginning of seasons for less. But he survived, and Houston looked better over the next stretch, going 7-6 over the next 13 games. The question used the important phrase "in danger," implying Silas could lose his job sooner rather than later. The sense that Kelly Iko gets is there's no rush to cut ties with Silas at this juncture. He's always been backed by management, from winning them over in the interview process to giving him full autonomy in constructing his supporting staff. There's a lot of love for him in the building, especially following the unfortunate passing of his father, Paul Silas. But to say the front office isn't frustrated would be a lie. If you wanted a game that encapsulated the 2022-23 Rockets experience, Sunday night's loss to the Timberwolves had everything. They built a big lead off the young guys, and then saw it slip away due to sloppy execution, turnovers, and mistakes, while everyone was scratching their heads as if they didn't know what just happened. Watching them play at times, it's like nobody's on the same page. It's all ISO ball. There's real confusion. There's no actual direction or structure. And players sometimes look devoid of confidence because there's no flow. There's no real order of operations. Figuring out the flow of the offense is essentially a crapshoot. It's like there's no pace. There's whoever gets the ball, whoever's open, just figure it out. Teams don't respect them defensively, and more than one opposing player has referred them to the Rockets as get right game. You blow out the Rockets and you get it right. That's not how it should be. That's not how it should be at all. 10:30. And there's no doubt, look, with each passing day, the frustration goes. There's no getting around it. It's rough out here. The last base Rockets 10-30 lost 12 of their last 13 games, 12 of their last 14 games. Look, the one this is what Steven Silas, when he was asked, has there been real improvement? This is what Silas said. We're the number one team in the league in offensive rebounding. I'm proud of that. Protecting the paint. We were horrendous protecting the paint last year. This year we're fifth. Protecting rim, which was even worse last year, we were really bad. Now we're 11th in opponent rim rate. The growth of Kevin Porter Jr., which I'll admit, as far as being a point guard, playing even and helping his teammates play. Jabari Smith slowly but surely coming along, having his rookies up and downs. Jalen Green getting to the free throw line, making plays, and having 5.5 assists. End quote. Silas said earlier this week. I just think it's interesting as all hell. I don't know if you guys see my dog. He's here. Do you like Steven Silas? No? Are you a Steven Silas fan or no? Who would you rather have as a coach? Silas or no? You don't care? She doesn't care. But those areas of growth are just kind of head scratching because they're 30th and 28th in points scored and allowed per 100 possessions, respectively, per cleaning the glass. Last season, they finished 26th and 30th. And in 2020, they ranked 27th in both. So youth is often leaned on and even championed to an extent when we're talking about patience, but the Houston Rockets shouldn't be getting worse offensively as the rebuild progresses. So at this point, I don't even know what the right answer is. Like Jalen Green, half the time is dribbling out of control with no direction, gives up passes to Eric Gordon, who dribbles out of control with no direction, then gives up the ball and passes to Kevin Porter Jr., who dribbles out of control with no direction. Shout out Cleveland Optimistic for that. It's just, what are we doing here? Now, I think Kevin Porter Jr., the contract they gave to him was so they could draft an actual point guard and make Kevin Porter Jr. six man, which, if Kevin Porter Jr. is your six man, it's a really good six man to have, okay? A lot of people would like to have him as your six man. But, yeah, so I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I think it's definitely interesting as all hell to see how this is all played out because I don't know, man. I do not know. Because shout out Kelly Iko for this information. It's just a weird situation. I don't even know what the right situation right here is anymore. And I'm not even a fan of this team. I just like you look at it and you're just like, okay, how do you improve this for the team? But that's it. I'm done. That's my rant.